NVIDIA has reported earnings yesterday and has provided kind of a mixed but still overall positive outlook. We want to take a look at how that impacts the Elliott Wave pattern and price targets for NVIDIA. Has maybe a major top formed, and how does it impact the NASDAQ? Let's take a look at it. Let's go. So hello, my name is Ben and welcome to another video by MCO. In this video I want to take a look at the targets for NVIDIA. Long-term targets, upside targets, have we topped already? How does the NASDAQ look like? Because we will also share our Elliott Wave count about the NASDAQ. And before we start looking at the charts, we want to take a quick look at the earnings that were reported. Yesterday, NVIDIA gave a mixed outlook after 2 years of blowout results. So kind of mixed outlook, but as you can see, it is still quite positive overall. But bear in mind, I mean, we've seen year after year record earnings now for NVIDIA, really positive outlook. So that cannot happen and continue forever, which is also what the Elliott Waves are telling us. But you can see here, I mean, for those of you who don't know, I mean, NVIDIA, of course, benefited from the AI boom. The chip maker at the center of an AI spending boom delivered good but not great quarterly numbers on Wednesday. We'll take a look at what that meant for the price and how the market reacted in a minute. Sales, what they reported, sales will be about $43 billion in the fiscal first quarter, which runs through April. And here again, this is important. Analysts had estimated 42.3 billion on average, with some projections ranging as high as 48. So it's kind of mixed, you know, it's not bad. It's sort of within that. It's kind of within that estimated region, which is also why the price hasn't really done a lot, as you can see in a minute. But it's very important to understand where we are now on the roadmap for NVIDIA and whether we expect another high, because we are getting to we're getting to a point also on the NASDAQ where these rallies are probably getting to an end. Why do I say potentially a mixed outlook? Because the company warned that gross profit margins would be tighter than anticipated as it rushes to roll out a new chip design, okay, called Blackwell. Also the risk, there's the risk of US tariffs weighing on results. Tariffs, EU tariffs, Mexico, Canada, we talked about it in previous videos. And NVIDIA shares rose about 1% in pre-market trading. We're going to take a look. I record this video pre-market, but when you watch it, it's probably the market already opened. But then again, another reason for the mixed outlook, shaky time for the AI industry. For those of you who are familiar with AI, DeepSeek, Chinese startup DeepSeek has sparked fears that chatbots can be developed on the cheap, potentially reducing the need for NVIDIA's powerful chips. Now, that's not entirely clear yet, but still, it is getting a little bit tougher. Still positive though, and still solid results, absolutely. What really counts, I just want to give you a brief outlook. What really counts is what the roadmap does, the Elliott Waves, market sentiment, because market sentiment shape buying and selling decisions, or they lead to buying and selling decisions. So let's take a look at that. Before we dive into the NVIDIA chart, I want to take a brief look at the NASDAQ. I made a video on this channel about the NASDAQ a while ago, or not too long ago, and not much happened since then, but what happened was the market it broke out of this channel to the downside. Now that is not great, okay? And I made sure that you understood in the last video that we could have already struck a major top. Not preferred though at this stage. I would still like to see one more high on the NASDAQ chart, possibly targeting the area around 22,650 next, but more ideally 23,085, maybe even 23,645 before a major price top forms. It is important to understand, at least my view, that a larger 5-wave pattern comes to an end here. So 5 waves from the August 24 low come close to an end. Now we can say that at the very least, so let's assume we get one more high, but at the very least, this 5-wave move should be corrected. Even if this interpretation is wrong, which suggests that we have a 5-wave move from the October 22 low, then at the very least, this entire 5-wave move should be corrected, which would likely be a larger move down, possibly into the 18 to 19,000 region before we continue higher. But that's not even my preferred interpretation. Yeah, it is very likely that a larger 5-wave move gets corrected, which formed, because as you can see from the 2022 lows, this is also 5 waves. So it's likely that all of this will be corrected at the very least. Yeah, in this scenario, because when we zoom out further, you can see that a much larger 5-wave pattern is about to complete, that goes back decades. Okay, so this could be a major correction, bear market crash. We might see a test of the 2022 lows yet around 10,000, probably lower though. But it is a bit premature to talk about that because we haven't even broken initial support. What I want to highlight though is that this rally, I mean, even if we just talk about the one from August 24, but more likely the 22 rally, yeah, from that low, this is coming to an end, and we could start. We're approaching a topping region. We're approaching a topping region in various markets, also in the cryptocurrency sector, for example, and yeah, I find still further upside the more probable scenario, but I'm only looking really for one more high. So we are in this difficult situation where we're now in a topping region, yeah, for the NASDAQ, where we could get one more high, but the risk is already very high. So from a macro point of view, the risk is high. Short term, this can still continue, and I mean, if we take a look at the shorter time frame, the current assumption is that a wave 4 bottomed here. Now we can debate about where that wave 4 bottomed. It might even have bottomed here as a triangle on the 2nd or 3rd of February. That is not so important in the very short term. I see the move up as a diagonal structure, so it is possible that this just unfolds as an A, B, C structure, as I show you here, and the market will just move up directly from here. If that's the case, though, I would love it to hold now the swing low from Tuesday, it was, yeah, at 20,990 or 21,000, yeah. Any further downside will likely lead to a test of this support area, which is my bull bear support area. Below that one, below 19,786, I don't really have anything bullish left. This would be a reset of this wave 4. I have to give it space all the way down to 19,786. Below that level, I will assume a substantial top already formed a little bit earlier than expected. But the risk is nevertheless quite high. You could say first evidence that a major top has formed is a break below the Monday, 13th of January low at 20,700. Now let's take a look at NVIDIA. Let's take a look at NVIDIA's long-term chart first. Very much in line with the NASDAQ, where we're getting close to the end of a rally. Okay, so also here probably running on its last legs. Idea is that, yeah, in 2022, a 4th wave bottomed, and we pretty much have a 5-wave move already complete or nearly complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this 5th wave could still be in the making. We have to zoom in here because this is considered to be a so-called ending diagonal pattern, which might still go a little bit higher, but very important. When an ending diagonal is complete, the pullback afterwards, the correction, can be quite sharp, can be quite significant. So we need to take a look at that. And this wave 4 here could be quite dramatic, okay? Because it is the same wave degree as the wave 2 that formed the correction in 2002. So it doesn't need to be necessarily a very sharp correction. It will most likely be a sideways correction, but it would still be something like that. A wave down, B wave up, C wave down, maybe then we go higher, yeah, or maybe even a triangle. But because of the volatility on this chart and the extensions, this could still lead to a substantial decline in the first move down, even if it's a triangle that forms, which would be very frustrating long term. Yeah, so please be aware of this risk on the NVIDIA chart. So risk is also here very high. Most tech stocks, I believe, are very close to a top. Yeah, I'm covering several others like Netflix. And for example, what else? Palantir is being covered in our stock service. You can find a link in the description if you're interested. I cover Meta as well. But yeah, a lot of these are showing high risk patterns. So here I just want to talk about it briefly. Short-term chart, highlighted here in yellow, the potential for one more high. And this would be an ending diagonal after, in August, a smaller degree wave 4 bottomed. And then we had here wave 1 up, wave 2. Again, we're looking for 5 waves up again to complete that last wave of that larger rally from 2022. This could be a third wave. This could be a fourth wave. It's getting very, very messy. It has to be a diagonal pattern because we have an overlap between this wave 1 and this wave 4. I would still like to see a little higher. And then with that next high, the top is likely in. I will not confirm a major top until we have some kind of a break of support, however. But as you can see, there is an internal fourth wave that potentially bottomed here in February. And if this is a fifth wave up, then this here is the ABC structure. There is short-term support in the area between $118 and $128. Any break below that already will increase the risk. A top is in. So we have to stay very close to the microstructure at the moment. For now, I see this yellow count as leading. The yellow 5-wave structure shows how a first confirmation that this internal B wave bottomed would look like. As you can see, the market didn't really do much as a result to the earnings. There was not a crazy shake-up or anything. We see actually a little bit of upside, maybe relief, a small relief. I don't even call it a rally. It's pre-market 3% up. That is in line with the idea, though, that the market could have bottomed here in an internal B wave and we could rally in a C wave to the upside now. And if that's the case, we should see a break above previous highs, so above round about $153. And the market should reach the area around 160, 168, maybe in a stretch move to 184. This is currently what I can see as likely based on current price action. Below $118, however, I will start to think about whether the top is already in. But the last pullback, to me, it looks more like a 3-wave move down. So I still give the bulls here the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, that's the update about NVIDIA and the NASDAQ. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment. Make sure that you also activate the notification bell and let me know any suggestions for future videos, what kind of asset classes you want covered on this channel. Any other topics, let me know. This is still a new channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.